while since I posted any kind of video. It's been a long time since I posted any kind of video. I've had this tractor for a couple years now. This is a 1936 model AR John Deere. That runs pretty good. I got it from a friend of mine. It had steel wheels on it. So me and another friend went halvesies in on the tractor. And he took the steel wheels and gave me the rubber that was on his. I'd prefer it with steel wheels, but the price was good for what we got for it, and of course even better for my half of it. So it's a good running machine. I've done a little bit of work to it. That carburetor that's on it's an original carburetor for this style of AR. The earlier years had this bronze body carburetor. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Had to completely rebuild it, clean it, which those bronze body carburetors are nice because they don't really corrode or rust. Easy clean. You know, this is an earlier style. Whenever we bought it, we were told it was a 38. Definitely not a 38. It's got the cast iron valve cover on it. It's got the external oil line for the rockers. It's not the first, well, it might be the first style air cleaner cup they had on this thing. Serial number 252298. It lacks the little front eye bolt that these are known for having. It does have the heavier duty front axle. The real early ARs had a much thinner axle that were prone to breaking, and this is just a couple hundred out from Deere finally admitting that they probably ought to make a better axle. It had a Wyco C on it whenever I got it. I put the correct RV2B Fairbanks Morse magneto on it. Had to redo the fuel line. It was leaking pretty bad. That was how I learned how to solder. Other than that, it's a pretty good little machine. Had some farmer fixes done to it, which most of these do. Got a chip there, but the radiator don't leak. Holds coolant. Come back to the back here, show you the platform. This platform is not original to this style of AR. This is a much later platform for the later style, later style that would have had the round radiator cap on it. Oh, that's another way. It's still got the side radiator cap on it because they recycled those radiator tanks from the regular style days. The drawbar isn't technically correct on it either. And this one would have never had the red. It kind of like had the earlier D's, a little red oil pressure gauge on it that you pumped up. This one is just a couple hundred after they went to the actual gauge. So, good machine, fun to drive around. Debating on one of these days ever going back to steel wheels on it. I prefer steel wheels, but this one rides really nice going down the road. It's got a pretty quick, if you want to call it fourth gear, it's a high 2, and runs out really good. So it does have some loose, kind of worn bearings in the transmission. It howls pretty good. I've changed the transmission oil and I've cleaned out the rear end. Quite a bit of sludge in the rear end, quite a bit of metal shavings in the rear end. So we're just going to play with her and use her like it is. I'd like to find a 2-bottom plow for it and put an actual load on it other than just cutting it around. But it's been a good machine. This, of course, my little 40 I still have. I need to get a new tarp for. Still have it. Still a darn good machine. Still mow with it in the winter time, and I've got my carry-all here on the back. Here's the other piece of junk tarp I pulled off the AR. Carry-all, I use that for haul wood. Works real well. I don't really have much else right now in ways of collecting. I've kind of fallen off the path here. I've decided to go ahead and sell my old 37D. You guys seen so many videos for, because I wanted to go older. This is a 29. I had a 27 I bought from a good friend of mine, and well, he really missed it. So we made a deal, said, hey, if you help me find another pre-1930 Model D, you know, we'll just call it even. So he did. He found this 1929 Model D. Pretty solid machine. Haven't had it running yet, but it's complete. If you look in there though, not him, but the previous owner accidentally left water in it, busted the block on it, busted the manifold to heck. So the gentleman, so not him, but the previous owner that the block busted, he actually parts out tractors, and he's got a good block for this machine. And then I know where to get a really good head from. But pretty straight. Fenders aren't terrible. Definitely would prefer the wood floor on the earlier Model Ds, but I think sometime in mid 28 they went to this metal style floor, which is okay. I mean, it works. I just like some of the earlier I don't know, details if you want to call it, but it still has the left-hand steering, which this has been a process to get the steering back up correct. It had a farmerized clutch handle on it. I bought a good original nice clutch handle. This piece right here I bought and did not keep the original, because the original on this one was busted. It was held together with screws and bolts and baling wire, and this was all floppy. So that's much better. That was a whole day workout to get that fixed. And then as I'm working on it, I find that I don't know if you can see that there, my arm's right in the way, steering wheel's all cracked. So we are probably going out of town a couple hours north next weekend to go fetch a whole new steering assembly for this thing, which is going to include a whole steering wheel, steering shafts. The U-joints on this one are pretty worn. The bottom shaft down there, you probably can't even tell, it's bent. And then this down here where it goes in, you can probably see that right there, is worn out the bottom. And I really don't know what they had going on there, but for the most part this is actually a pretty solid machine. I've got another carburetor for it that's ready to go. I'll probably just rebuild the magneto that's on it. The gas tank inside the main tank looks nice. This would have been your starting tank, so this actually would have been your gas tank. The cap's no good on it. Its threads are stripped on both, but really, as long as that tank is good, we're good. The hood, even though it looks terrible, I'm probably going to take it off, clean everything up underneath, make sure there's no pinholes starting in the top of the gas tank, and I'm going to keep this hood for a little bit just because it kind of goes with the rest of everything else. And then the friend who I'm selling my 37 to, he's going to give me the lugs back off of it. We know where to get him a set, so I'll put the lugs on this one. And I don't much care for this style of air cleaner. Excuse me. What I really like is the version, you can kind of see right there where this elbow is bolted on, but it'll actually come out straight, and it looks like a little mushroom cap, and everything's tucked up underneath the hood. I'd like to find one of them, but it's not absolutely necessary. I've only got a tarp on this one, not so much to really cover mag or engine up, that don't really matter, but the transmission and the crankcase, I've already had the crankcase off of this thing, or the cover, excuse me. It looks good down in there, so I have high hopes that it's gonna take some work, but should have this thing running this year, time permitting, you know, getting the block and the head off. And then the new block, I've got I think there are 40 or 45 over pistons that are going to go in it, new rings, new head gasket. The head that'll be going back on this thing, because that head is cracked that's on it now, is freshly rebuilt, so it's got new valves. It's been decked already, so this should be a healthy little 29D. whenever it's all said and done. And I should be able to have this thing looking and running just as nice as my old 37. My 37 is a good machine. I just wanted to go something older, which is really the style of D that I've preferred for a long time. So anyways, it's been so long since I've been on YouTube and really even posted anything. It's amazing what YouTube posters are doing nowadays with introductions and all that fancy stuff, and I'm really nowhere in that league. I just do this for fun. I don't do this for money. I don't do this for anything but me, and maybe when my boys get older, maybe they'll enjoy, you know, watching some of Dad's old videos, you know. Oh, there's this too. The fork was seized on it, so it's currently in the garage. I've had it soaking. I've started getting it loosened up. And then the clutch is okay. I'm gonna have to replace the discs. Surprisingly, it wasn't all seized and stuck, but I've already had it apart, cleaned it up a little bit. So really I just need to get that fork freed up, and the clutch should work just fine on it. You know, block head, radiator's questionable. Hopefully this one will hold water, because I really don't want to pay $300 for a new core. But if this one will hold water, you know, then I'm good with that. You know, kind of goes with the whole setup of the machine here. Just kind of a little rusty, crusty little 29D. So, but neat machine. I know this video is getting awful long here. I'm sorry. It's just been a long time since I really posted anything. This actually does come off. It's got the original horsehair. Here we go. Air filter, and it needs cleaned real bad. But that come off, you can kind of see all the dirt that's settled down in there. But that'll be usable. You know, just some of the finer detail work that I like doing to my machines. Fixing throttle rod, it's bent right there. Even though these are naturally bent, that's just, I don't like that. Mag's busted. I'll probably send it out and have it rebuilt. So anyways, well, I appreciate you guys watching. Here's my little several year update for what's going on around here. Like I said, nothing major. Thanks guys.